When you take a look at most sports championship teams, you'll notice they had a great defense. Hence the saying, defense wins championships. But most sports teams and fans still live under the assumption that all you need is offense. Well, you need defense too. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we present 10 sports teams with great offense but no defense. And a big shout out to SauceMan 101 for suggesting this list. And we do hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, feel free to click subscribe down below for more cool videos every single day. Number 10, Winnipeg Jets. The Jets have so much depth at forward, and it's ridiculous. It begins with a world-class 70-point man in Mark Scheifele. He is complemented by Patrick Laine, who was bound to score 50 goals a season for many years. We'd be remiss to exclude Blake Wheeler, an annual 80-point threat too. But from 2012 to 17, Winnipeg finished in the bottom 10 in goals against per game. Having mediocre goalies like Connor Hellebuyck doesn't help either. And without any defense, Winnipeg made the playoffs just once in their first 6 seasons since returning to the NHL. No surprise. Number 9, New York Yankees. Pitching technically counts as defense in this case, so behold the Bronx Bombers. And they don't call them the Bronx Bombers for nothing. This team finished second in runs scored during the 2015 season, second in 2012 and 11, and first in 2010. But the Yankees haven't really had a star pitcher outside of the oft-injured Masahiro Tanaka. That CC Sabathia guy is well past his prime at this point too. The Yankees can score runs, but they sure as heck can't prevent them. Number 8, Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck tossed for over 4,000 yards in 3 of his first 5 seasons with the Colts. He also led them to the playoffs in 2012, 13, and 14, with 11 wins in each of those 3 years. And where did the Colts defense rank in his first 5 years there? They were 20th or worse 4 times, allowing well over 24 points per game year in and year out. Too bad the Colts only worry about signing and drafting receivers for luck instead of forming a defense that's not made out of duct tape. Number 7, Los Angeles Clippers. Hard to blame the Clippers for ignoring defense when they had Chris Paul and Blake Griffin for a few years. They simply fed one of those guys the ball and then they would score. But the inability to defend their own rim has prevented this Clippers core from getting past the second round of the playoffs. Their defense allowed 100.1 points per game in 2015, placing them 16th. They were 14th in 2014 with 101 points allowed per game. Not good enough to get by the Spurs or Warriors in the Wild Wild West, FYI. Number 6, Houston Rockets. When you have a perennial MVP candidate in James Harden, you can turn to him to do all the scoring. But amazingly, the Rockets are always lazy on defense, and it consistently contributes to early playoff exits. They were 25th in defensive scoring in 2016, allowing for 106.4 points per game. That was a far cry from finishing 17th in 2015. They were 23rd in 2014 and 28th in 2013. It's a trend that never ends. Number 5, Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, 2-time Super Bowl MVP. Antonio Brown, probably the best wide receiver in the NFL. Do we really have to continue? Le'Veon Bell, far and away the NFL's most complete running back. He can run for over 100 yards per game, and he can post over 70 receiving yards per game too. But Pittsburgh's defense had a huge meltdown in the 2016 AFC Championship after a good second half of the season. Maybe they just benefited from having such a soft schedule. In 2015, their defense finished 21st. In 2014, they ranked 18th, but allowed 23 points per game. All of Pittsburgh's 6 Super Bowl championships were aided by their steel curtain defense. We have no clue how they moved away from that theme, because their offense can't win titles. Number 4, Colorado Rockies. The Rockies scored the most runs in the National League in 2016, posting a total of 845. They were 5th in the majors in 2015, 3rd in 2014, and 10th in 2013. Having a world-class slugger in Nolan Arenado helps, and playing in the Mile High City makes the Coors Field a hitter-friendly ballpark too. But their team ERA was 27th overall in 2016, dead last in 2015 and 14, and 28th in 2013. Did we mention all 4 of those years were losing seasons? Bats are going to go away sometimes, but a good pitching staff and defense will almost always be consistent. Perhaps they'll learn someday. Number 3, Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers have made the playoffs in 8 straight seasons, and they've won the NFC North in 5 of those years. But that is mostly thanks to Aaron Rodgers and his high-powered offense, rather than their defense. The Packers have not ranked in the top 10 in either total defense or points against since the 2010 season. In 2016, they were expected to reach the Super Bowl, but they lost in the NFC Championship game after giving up 44 points to the Falcons. They also gave up 31 points to the Cowboys in the previous week, but were able to come away with the win after scoring 34 points of their own. Not a lot of help from the defense right there. Number 2, Dallas Stars. The addition of Tyler Seguin gave the Dallas Stars one of the league's most dynamic offenses. He reached the 30-goal mark in his first 3 years in Big D, as well as racking up 4 straight 70-point seasons. Furthermore, Jamie Benn took home the scoring title in 2015 with 35 goals and 87 points. It helped to have a world-class center in Jason Spezza as well. But the Stars have, no defensemen. Take their best blue liner between 2014 and 17, and he's probably a fourth defender on an above-average team. Terrible goaltending from Kerry Lettman also prevented them from making the playoffs in 2015 and 17. This Stars team scores aplenty, sure, but it's not hard to outscore them with their miserable goaltending and weak defense. And number 1, New Orleans Saints. Who else was it going to be? Drew Brees is among the league leaders in passing yards every year, constantly tossing 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns a season. Allow us to show you how their offense is ranked in terms of yards. And the defense? The Saints made the playoffs twice from 2011 to 16, combining to win just 2 playoff games. So yeah, feel free to try to explain why they shouldn't be number 1. What other sports teams are all offense and no defense? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.